Yo, what's poppin', family? Welcome back to another episode of Jared Tries Trading. This should be a quick one. Took a small $20 loss. I know. You're like, how did you take a loss on the rally today, Jared? We'll get into it. Hope you guys kept it green. I traded PSX, same ticker as yesterday, so I knew it met all the criteria. But I was getting a little wishy-washy with my entry, and so I wasn't as confident in it. Also, I had FOMC running into I think it was at 11 a.m. Pacific time, so I exited. But the key lesson from this trade is really to let the candles close. I got out on this candle right here. I had an uptrend line drawn, and it peaked below it. And the 3-8 cross had already happened, and I was like, oh, this is probably gonna blow through the trend line, so I better get out for a small loss. But if you look at it, it literally respected the trend line I had drawn, and I would have been able to get out of here with a nice profit. And that's without even sitting through this rally on SPY. But a quick explanation to why I didn't trade this rally. I'm not gonna beat myself up. I know everyone probably made a killing. Made me feel sad when Harry said, I love it when it turns to an ATM machine. And I just watched this shit go on without me. But, I can't beat myself up. What I did do today was exercise that discipline muscle. All of the stocks that I had on my list skyrocketed. They were flying. Could have thrown money at anything, and I would have made a killing. But the entries were in no man's land. They didn't, there was no pullback for me to get in on. I was honoring my rules. And yes, it was tough considering everything was flying. And, I know people were making money. But on top of that, I missed this price action here as being real. I thought this was still FOMC reaction. And that's just with experience, right? Pete pointed out that, we took out this red candle with stacked green bars, but why wouldn't we be able to get another big red bar? It was whipping back and forth on SPY as far as the FOMC is concerned. And then I think Powell was talking, and then, I didn't know what was real and what was not. I guess over here it became real. But, the pros and I guess all the noobs that followed them in their trades, they're like, yeah, rally, this is the biggest day I ever had. But to me, if I didn't know what's going on, it was a buy stupid kind of moment, and I didn't buy stupid. But I did flex that discipline muscle. I had so much FOMO here. Like I said, every stock I had on my list was flying. If you look at PSX, yeah, it just went up with the market. Big deal. I had Facebook on my list. We had, let's see. Where'd my downward sloping trend line go? I had an alert on it. It might have been this white line right here. And I wanted to pull back to it. And then also, you notice I have these intraday trend lines as well. This would have been my entry right here. Not only did it bounce off VWAP, but I had this downward sloping trend line here drawn out on the 5-minute. And, I was really paying attention to that during this time frame, which was, 1 o'clock Eastern to 1:25. And then, I wanted to see the break of it and then bounce back to it, which it did. But this was during FOMC, so I didn't want to touch anything. And by that time, I already had missed my entry. Everything was skyrocketing. So this would have been a killer trade right here. This shit moved, even if I waited for the break of this high, this shit moved $6. Huge win. PSX, I guess let's go through why I took the loss on it. But this is another example of why these trend lines are good. So this is the open. I wasn't also a little hungover from the Warriors game, so that also, I wasn't as confident in my trades, but I was able to draw this upward sloping trend line on the M5, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, and then I just extended it. And my entry was, let me get that for you, 1221, right here in this candle. When, this should have been my entry over here, and I knew my entry was off, so I'm buying in no man's land. I wasn't respecting it, or my entry should have been here. But anyways, I bought in the middle of nowhere. I knew the stock was strong. It starts pulling back, and I should have waited until this candle closed, because it peaked below. I thought we were going to start tanking. I didn't play the technicals. I didn't read the price action right. And then the next candle, boom, respects it again, and then boom, start the next leg up. So didn't let the candle close, and I had FOMC coming up, and I wanted to be flat, and it just so happened that today the reaction was positive, but this could have easily stacked red candles. As beginners, even the pros, we can't pretend that we know what's going to happen unless you're hairy, but nobody fucking knew it was going to rally like this. But I would have been profitable here, and it respected this trend line pretty much. If I just held on, it would have been a good trade. But a couple mistakes today. But the good thing is that they're cheap mistakes, and I still got to practice this technical analysis using these trend lines. And I could see the entries, you know what I mean? Right here. This is the entry, or the pullback to this trend line is the entry. And then we'll see what happens. Like FOMC, you can't expect this type of shit every day. And I'm just practicing, so I'm not beating myself up. And that's really half the battle as far as trading in the zone is you never know what's going to happen. And whether it goes up without you, goes down without you, you just got to let it go. So that's my PSX trade. I just want to talk about a couple other ones that I had on my list. MMM came up on alert. Break of this downward sloping trend line on the daily. I believe it's an algo line, but call it whatever you want. Break of that. And then here on the M5. Oh yeah. Let's see what sector it's in. MMM, XLI, strong to SPY, and is MMM strong to XLI. Bam, bam, bam. Yep. So we meet the three criterias. The daily event is the break of this downward sloping trend line on good volume as well, but it just didn't set up. It didn't set up how I wanted it, and it just, I missed the entry. Here on the M5, this is my entry level here, but this was during FOMC. So how do I know this isn't just, just reaction? I think Pete said it takes 30 minutes or something to see where it's actually going to go, and I just wasn't prepared for it. You know what I mean? Broke it, came up on alert, blasted down again. I guess I could have said it bounced off VWAP, but I just wasn't ready for it, and then I wasn't going to buy anywhere up here in the middle. So now that I'm talking myself through it, I'm cool with it. Fuck it. I didn't make a killing today, but I lived to trade another day, and I honored my rules. I didn't buy in the fucking middle. I didn't even, this 3.8 is getting extended. I didn't just chase it, and that's a good thing. And I think that's gonna pay me in dividends, you know what I mean, by honoring my rules. And yeah, you might have got lucky today, but honoring your rules is more important, you know what I mean? So small loss today, but we'll bounce back, you know what I mean? MMM, Velo has stayed on the list, but again, this one didn't set up. I wanted to retest prior day's high. We never came back. And then I tried putting a little 5-minute trend line here. And then I could have bought on the break of that. Well, from the open, I put this white upper sloping trend line. We broke below that. And then kind of just chopped around dead till fed. You know what I mean? So really didn't want to touch it. But yeah, you would have made money if you got into it. So I'm not tripping, guys. And I hope you guys aren't tripping. Let's see. Let's get back over here. Just a quick recap. Nothing crazy. 0%. Minus 20. Would have been a profitable trade. But like I said, FOMC was coming. And I just didn't know what the reaction was. And then I didn't take action. I didn't pull the trigger. You know what I mean? So all good. Nothing crazy. How long has this been? Man, I've been going for 10 minutes already. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is another episode of Jared Tries Trading. Thank you for joining me on this journey to becoming consistently profitable at day trading. Like, share, comment below. Let me know how you guys did. Did you guys catch that move at the end of the day or after FOMC? Let me know how much you made, because I know a lot of people made a killing. So until next time, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.